London.
There's Big Ben. He's big. Let's go.
Around 50 AD, Rome invaded a nice plot of land and named it Londinium. And for the next 1,975 years, it's grown to be quite the place. But while it is the daddy country of white people around the globe, it doesn't have a reputation for having the best food.
You know, after 3 days of eating in England, I now understand why Gordon Ramsay is so f***ing mad all the time.
And since I've never been, and I'm me, my main mission on this trip is to try every British staple food around the town and come to my own conclusion of what's good, where to go, and perhaps where not to go, should you be watching this video before your own trip. Okay, let's start the adventure. It's Keith's dumpling sauce, a not too hot sauce for dumplings and other stuff, made with real ingredients from small farms. And Claire here makes all of them.
Hi.
Get yours today through the link below and start making your dumplings a little more spicy. Sweet and spicy. Becky and I got in at 1 p.m. British time to London Heathrow Airport and groggily got some coffee and a sausage roll from Cafe Nero.
We're here.
No photos, please. No paparazzi.
We're here.
No paparazzi.
This is a chain coffee shop in London that was started in 1990 and now has over 1,000 locations. And the iced Americanos were bad. And the sausage roll was scalding hot on the outside and ice cold in the middle. But it's a coffee chain in an airport, so I'm not sure what we were expecting. After taking a black cab and then checking into our hotel, we hopped down the street to the White Hart Pub, which is the oldest licensed premises in London. Whoa, we love a law-abiding establishment. It was a cute spot, and it felt only right to start with a Guinness and a plate of fish and chips. And yeah, this was great. The Guinness was quite good and beautiful, and the fish was hot, crunchy, flaky, and perfect with the tartar sauce. The mushy peas were perhaps a confusing element.
It looks like peas. Peas or beans.
You put it on the fish?
My name's not Google.
But I ended up finishing them, so honestly, not too bad. We headed back to the hotel to shower and change for our first reservation, which was to have beef Wellington. Now, I had searched all over the internet to find the best place to find a beef Wellington, and the general consensus was this upscale spot called Bob Richard, or Richard, I don't know.
A beef Wellington. Beef Wellington.
And I should clarify that I'm aware that beef Wellington is actually a French dish, but with Gordon Ramsay popularizing it online and him being British, it feels like it's a British food, to me at least. And I want to eat that big steak hot pocket, baby. Okay, so Bob Richard was opened in 2008 by Leonid Shutov, which I certainly just mispronounced, but that must be common because he's known as Bob, and Richard Haworth, or Richard Howarth. I don't know. And apparently the Bob part alludes to the fact that Bob invested twice as much money in the restaurant. It's famously known for having the champagne button, which is fun.
Becky, you've got to push the button. Wow, you pushed the button.
I pushed the button.
Push the button.
Though we actually ordered sparkling wine.
Very lovely.
We got the smallest Caesar salad known to man and the tuna tartare. Look, I know I'm used to American portions, but these seem small by all standards. They were totally good though. And then it came. The beef Wellington. Totally beautiful, perfectly cooked, and yeah, it was very tasty. The pastry was really so good, but also filet mignon isn't known for having the most flavor, so the sauce or the gravy was really necessary. But yeah, it was yummy as heck. It was delicious. However, this whole meal of 2 small sides, 2 glasses of sparkling wine, 2 red wines, and 1 large beef Wellington was like $300 US. And I don't think that it was worth that cost, especially because the service just wasn't very good. We had to work really hard to get our server back to our table to buy more wine and to get the check to leave. I hate not being able to leave when I'm ready to go. So while the Wellington tasted good, I don't think I would recommend this spot. The next morning, though, was a bright new day, and we hit up St. John Bakery for some pastries and coffee. St. John is known for being one of the first use-all-of-the-animal type of restaurant butcheries, and was recommended by a lot of friends. They also have a few bakery locations that carry some interesting treats, and there was one near us, so we got a pig cheek pie for me and a cinnamon bun for Becky, and ate it in the park.
Let's try the treats. Yeah. So this is the pig cheek pie. Smells good. Let's try it. It could have been warmed, but you have to stay in to have it warmed. It's good. We should have gotten it warm. So this is my brand new cup of coffee. I'm this far over and no coffee's in my mouth yet.
I warned him.
I'm just saying it's the coffee's filled up just above bakery. Let's try it. Does taste good. The cinnamon roll. It's lovely.
These truly were amazing pastries, and we ended up getting this exact breakfast for the next 4 days. Now we're gonna go do a hop on, hop off and see some beautiful sights of London town. Cailyn. We did some sightseeing on our way to Borough Market. We saw this building and this building. Then we crossed the London Bridge and saw the Tower Bridge, which often get confused for each other. We're walking across London Bridge, Becky. I hope it's not falling down. It's about a fair lady. And we saw the Globe Theater where Shakespeare was doing his thing. And then it was time for Borough Market. According to Wikipedia, Borough Market is a wholesale and retail market hall in Southwark, London. Southwark? It is one of the largest and oldest food markets in London, with a market on the site dating back to at least the 12th century. The present buildings were built in the 1850s, and today the market mainly sells specialty foods to the general public. And today it sells tasty British fare to Keith and Becky. Now, for me, I love food markets in general. I got several recs for places to try here, but specifically I was most excited for the sausage roll from the Ginger Pig.
Thank you very much. The sausage roll from Ginger Pig.
There you go.
I'm gonna give it 4 holy shits. That's really good.
Yeah? 4 holy shits? Is that how we grade it here?
It tastes... Hi, Bird.
Hi! Hello, are you being so loud? Are you being so loud, you little guy? Film me. The sausage roll. Buttery flaky crust.
Buttery flaky
Saturated
crust.
Yeah, that's so much better than the first one we had when we arrived here in the airport.
I'm shocked.
Garbage truck. Show garbage truck.
Shout out to Henry.
I also heard about the fish and chips from Fish, so we got that as well. I liked how many different fish you can choose from there. Do you want to get the cod, the haddock, the halibut? And let me say that the halibut was absolutely a huge chunk of fish. The halibut. Yeah, that's really good. It's very great texture, very flaky, very moist. Next was this totally wild looking pork sandwich. Can I get the best one? Keith. The roast pork sandwich from the Black Pig. This is the best one. Wow. A whole lot of flavor. It looks good and it tastes good. And the birds are coming to drink my spoils. Bird break. Becky had a little yuzu lemonade that came in clutch with the spice of the sandwich. Whoa! From spicy to sour. We bopped around a bit, and then we were about to leave when we saw this cheese toast place and had to give it a go. Didn't even know it could grow a beard.
Cheese man with no sleeves on. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's hot. He's hot. Listen, we're gonna get some shots of the hottie. Don't worry, the cheese bay will be captured. Hi, how's it going? Can you cut it in 2, please? Okay, we got a fancy grilled cheese. What are your thoughts?
Really good grilled cheese.
Yeah. It tastes like nutty. Less like salty cheese and more no salty cheese. Overall, I definitely recommend Borough Market. Everything looked and smelled awesome. Lots of people were having a nice time. It was busy, but not overwhelming. And now we were back to sightseeing. After we crossed the pedestrian bridge back, we went to an old school toy store called Benjamin Pollock's Toy Shop in Covent Garden to find a toy for Henry. This place was so cute and cool and filled with strange old school toys, and after browsing for a bit, we bought a pig. And then we walked along the river and saw the London Eye, Big Ben, there's Big Ben, Westminster Abbey, some Parliament buildings, Buckingham Palace, and these guys on horses. London is beautiful, and the royalty part is very strange. I don't get it. And then we met up with the rest of the TRY team for a little afternoon tea. It's time for tea. And maybe now is a good time to even explain why we came to London in the first place. So I was asked to help with a charity livestream fundraiser with Tommy Innit, Matt Pat, Max Fosh, and several other English creators for the Great Ormond Street Hospital. They are building a new children's cancer wing, and I was so happy to help and be a part of the live stream. And since I've never been to London, I thought it would be a good idea to come out a few days early, see the place, and maybe shoot an Eat the Menu and shoot this video that you're watching. So the crew is here to help me with an Eat the Menu Greg's, and Cailyn is here to help do social coverage and some coordination with the live stream. Okay, back to it. We got Becky, we got Desiree, we got Cailyn, we got Armando and Jack. So Sketch opened in 2003 and has 5 eateries across 2 floors. It's very established and successful and highly vibey. The Sketch lecture room and library has 3 Michelin stars, but today we're having afternoon tea in the gallery.
Jack, are you ready?
Are you just getting the shot of this, or
It's mostly just shooting you.
dinner with a view? Am I right? I thought he was just getting a shot of the teapot.
No, I was absolutely getting a shot with Jack and the teapot, and Armando's in it too. It's just Jack and Armando in a teapot.
Yeah.
You may have seen or heard about Sketch because of the internet famous toilet pod bathroom.
I wanted to see the fancy bathrooms.
Also, I shot this whole place in slow motion because there was a string trio playing pop covers, and also I did ask everybody to really play up how much fun they were having, and maybe it looks a little ridiculous in retrospect. But why are we even doing this? Well, English afternoon tea, or simply afternoon tea, is a British tradition that involves having a light meal of tea, sandwiches, scones, and cakes in the mid-afternoon, typically between 3:30 and 5 p.m. It originated in the 1840s as a way for the upper class to bridge the gap between lunch and a late dinner. This is definitely the most be-seen place for tea, and we thought it would also look the coolest for the video. But as for our experience, we all really actually liked this one sandwich. It was a fancy ham and cheese and onion on focaccia. It was truly amazing, and the tea was also really, really good. But the other sandwiches were a bit hit or miss, depending on everyone's individual preferences. Same for the little cakes and scones. And while the tea was good and the vibes were cute, the roughly $100 per person price tag just really didn't make sense. It often was hard to get someone to come give us more tea, and it was near impossible to get someone to come over and give us the check to leave, which I've already established is one of my least favorite things at a restaurant. And it's also not lost on me that so far the 2 places that are kind of visually cool and have some sort of opulence were the ones that were disappointing. Visually, it's cool, and probably a great afternoon tea for a bachelorette party that has cash to burn. And let's be honest, the bathroom pictures are absolutely sick. We all moved on as a group to do some shopping.
The horse. I caught the butt of the horse. I saw the butt of the horse.
Hitting Liberty, which I truly couldn't afford anything at, especially after the $100 tea, and then Fordham and Mason that sold tea and cookies on the first floor, which we bought for family members, but also had so many other things to bop through. Fancy little pastries. There was a huge floor of just Christmas stuff. I took a lot of footage of the Christmas stuff. Then there was also gin. We tried the gin that they distill right there.
So Becky's gonna have the dry.
Of the dry.
I'm gonna have the pink.
They call that pink to make the boys wink.
Whoa, pink to make the boys wink. Whoa. Wow. I haven't had a gin like this.
No.
And then we chatted with the gin makers for a nice bit of time and got some good cocktail recommendations. We then went downstairs and had a glass of some funky wines on the basement level.
I think it smells worse than the city wine ever smelled. That's okay. Sometimes those are the notes, but the taste I think is good.
Then hopped on the double-decker bus to the cocktail bar named Scarves that the gin people suggested, and we had a few cocktails. Now, Scarves, amazing. The vibe was so dope. There was a little jazz trio, cool little menus with artistic pull tabs to reveal the cocktails, and really some of the best olives I've ever had. While this bar also was expensive, I found this one to be totally worth it. Delicious, vibey, cool, dark. Honestly, too dark to film. But it was great.
But absolutely, if you're in the Soho area or wherever the hell I am, Holborn, it's good. You'll like it. Good cocktails. And now, it's time for Indian food.
Dishoom is a British chain of Indian restaurants founded in London in 2010 by cousins Shamil and Kavi Thakrar. Apologies for any pronunciation mistakes there. It's inspired by the Bombay Irani cafes of the 1960s, and it's grown to have 15 locations and is opening one in New York City in 2026. It's known for always having a line, or a queue, but if you have a party of 6 or more, you can make a reservation for dinner, which we did.
All right, Jack, we're at Dishoom. This is the #1 recommended Indian spot from all of our friends, from lots of people. What are you most excited about?
I'm excited for the chicken ruby. We
got 2 orders of that.
One for me and one for everybody else.
As I'm wont to do, I ordered a ton of stuff and we just shared everything. We got the keema pao, which is a spicy ground lamb dish. We got chili cheese toast, fish amritsari, chicken tikka, 2 orders of chicken ruby, black dal, chicken biryani, grilled greens, 2 orders of garlic naan, 2 orders of cheese naan, 3 orders of rice, and the gunpowder potatoes. We also got drinks, and all of that was only about $300 US, so I'm really kicking myself for the Wellington at the top of the trip. There was a little drama because the first things to hit the table were very hot, and we didn't have water water. But it was busy, and Jack and Armando had actually gotten there early, and they drank our entire water bottle. So it wasn't really the restaurant's fault, but it was hot. And really, it was fun to see Cailyn try and enjoy new things, specifically the ground lamb dish, which was a favorite. The cheese naan was awesome, the chicken curry was amazing, and the dal was out of control good. And honestly, the rest of it was all really good too.
Jack, how do you think it was?
It was all great. So good.
Everything hit. Delicious from beginning to end.
Not spicy at all. Good once I could get my tongue back.
It was good. Very good Indian food.
I could eat naan all day. It's really unhealthy.
Becky and I started walking back and then grabbed a glass of wine together on the way before calling it a night.
Try to capture an image of every place we go.
The next day, we shot an Eat the Menu Greg's, and I got the shot of Desiree ordering so much food with a laptop in hand. We love to see the artistic process.
You ever seen somebody order with their computer open?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's with a spreadsheet.
We shot in an actual Greg's for the first half of the video and then moved to the studio where I'd be doing the charity live stream the next day with some of the other amazing YouTubers. You can actually watch that full episode of Eat the Menu early over on Second Try, as well as another video I shot with Fallow, which is a YouTube channel and restaurant, and Ollie from the YouTube channel Jolly. In that video, we try a full English breakfast and a Sunday roast. Now that was originally going to be a part of this video, but we shot so much and it ended up just being a lot bigger of a segment than I thought, and Ollie tells some really hilarious stories, and the food at Fallow is out of control, so it's its own video. And that video will also eventually be on YouTube, but your support on Second Try really helps us more than you might think, so we'd love to have you over there. Okay, back to it. For our final culinary experience of the trip, with the help of Will at Fallow, we managed to get a last-minute reservation, 9:45 p.m., at the most exciting place to eat right now in London, the Devonshire. Built in 1793, but recently revitalized under new ownership, it has already been awarded Gastropub of the Year at the National Restaurant Awards, and from the get-go, everyone working there was awesome. From the doorman helping us to get through the literal hundreds of people inside and out, to the hosts who were so kind, and to our server who was amazing. The hospitality there was awesome, and everybody treated you like an old friend. The current head chef has earned 5 Michelin stars throughout his life. They source amazing meats that they butcher and dry age in-house.
Do you watch your head here? Because there's some sausages hanging.
Oh, wow. You're right. There are sausages hanging.
So that's for our sausage on a stick in the pub. It's for cooked pork sausages.
And they cook on an old-style grill that can lift and lower the grill grates closer and further from the flame, which is so hot to stand next to, let me tell you. The craziest thing, they sell 23,000 pints of Guinness a week. Okay, let's dive in. This scallop. Whoa. Chewy, fatty bacon, sweet and tart in the sauce, salty. The breadcrumbs give it a lot more texture. I think they did the best Becky texture solve they could.
The bacon does a lot for the texture for me, because that's my issue with scallops, not the flavor, it's the texture. So I think I'm gonna sandwich this in bacon, and it's gonna be fucking
I think
incredible.
you're right. I think you're right. Very American thing to say.
Oh no.
This needs a little bacon sandwich.
Actually, if they put it between 2 pieces of fried chicken, it would be incredible.
It would be good. It would be good. This is a lobster. This is what the Michelin chef likes the most with 5 stars. Let's try it. Delicious, heavy, herbaceous, buttery. Best lobster I've had. The duck fat fries. Those chips are stupendous. So this was the suet. This is the beef cheek and fat. My God, it's hearty. It's wintry. I feel like I'm cozied up in my little cabin. Holy shit, as they say. The Wagyu. Yeah, it's yummy. It's yummy. Oh, I love the peppercorn. Oh, I love it. Oh, let's actually move into our little critters. The langoustine. So there's a nice little butter on it, so you know Becky's thrilled. Yeah, it kind of just tastes like lobster. Okay, I'm gonna try one of these carrots. Wow, these carrots are so soft.
They look like potatoes.
They're so soft. They look like sweet potatoes. They're so soft. Wow. The carrot. It's definitely a holiday carrot. Very sweet potato-y, Thanksgiving carrot. And finally, the peas, onion, and bacon. Oh yeah. Those are some damn fine peas. Becky's gonna show you how to eat the peas. I gotta come in for a close-up here.
Okay. I learned this from the etiquette man on TikTok. One does not scoop peas, shovel them into their mouth. You simply put them on your fork
and eat them on the back of your fork. You feel better.
I feel very dainty.
You feel proper.
I feel very proper.
We left stuffed and haven't stopped talking about how good this place was since. The last day was the charity stream in the evening, which again, it was so cool to be a part of and help support an amazing hospital providing care to so many young patients. So I had a quick lunch with Becky at an Italian spot, and then we headed to the venue to help raise money for the kids. And it was a huge success, raising almost 500,000 pounds, which is like 670,000 US dollars. And I really, really enjoyed hanging with Matt, Pat, and Max, and Tommy, and Henry, and Jake, and Abby, and Stevie, Imogen, all the other people who were putting on the show, and their handles are in the description. That night, I grabbed a plate of bangers and mash with Armando and Jack at some little pub.
Got a little meat pie, but I'm gonna eat his fish.
What did he say he was gonna eat?
I don't know. He said he was going to eat your fish. Is that okay with you?
No, that's even ask.
May I can use it your fish?
No.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't mind-blowing, but it was really good and kind of just tasted like somebody's family's cooking, so it was nice in that way. Oh, and also we drank a beer outside, as we had seen so many men do that entire week. It felt right. And as things often happen in a perfect little circle, I met up for drinks later that night with all of the live stream creators and ended up at the same pub that Becky and I started the trip at, the White Hart. We had multiple Guinnesses and danced to ABBA with drunk Germans. I feel like that is the true pub experience. The next morning, Becky and I packed up and headed to the airport. We got one last meal of a full English and a beef cottage pie, cementing trying every single British staple food that I set out to have on the trip. And overall, my time in London, it was awesome. And I really can't wait to come back. As for the food, I can truly say that London does have delicious food. But you should probably rely on recommendations and get reservations to all the spots you want to hit in advance. And now for some honorable mentions from the trip that didn't quite fit into the rest of the video. Cailyn, Armando, and Desiree had a cheeky Nando's. We ran into a brass band playing in the middle of the street. Becky and I found this little secret bar in the back of a whiskey joint. Desiree and Cailyn tried to do an eat the menu at a gay club. And Jack and Armando sat in the King's preferred seats at a movie theater, like the actual seats that King Charles would sit in to watch movie premieres. So that's pretty cool. And finally, I saw a bit of blue sky on our last morning. Thanks for watching. Cheers.